For a seventh straight day, we welcome you to Cary, North Carolina. 3 teams still in the hunt for a national championship, and yet by the end of tonight, we may be crowning a first-time national champion. But first, Point Loma and Rollins square off for a second straight day after Rollins handed the Sea Lions their first loss this week here in Cary. One of these two teams will move on to face North Greenville tonight at 7 Eastern. Lincoln Rose, Joe Castellano back with you. And Joe, again, Rollins just continues to survive for a third straight game in the elimination bracket this week. They need to win one more to be one of the last 2 teams playing baseball. And
they produced early yesterday in beating Point Loma and winning that game 12-4. They scored 8 runs in the first 3 innings. They drilled 3 home runs to score those runs, and now they send a freshman right-hander to the mound, Nick Berger. As you get through the tournament, you start to run out of pitchers a little bit, and Berger, 1-1 with a 4.10 ERA, has not pitched since May the 1st, so we'll see how he does today.
This is after Jalen Whitehead threw 153 pitches for his second complete game this week, picking up the victory. How many guys throw 98 strikes in a ball game?
Yeah, that's really good.
Otto Kemp will lead things off. You want to talk about remarkable. Otto Kemp still going strong, has reached base every single game this year. "59 games on the schedule for Point Loma. 59 games in which Kemp has reached base. It's game number 60 on the schedule for Point Loma, and they are determined to play 62. Whoever wins this must beat North Greenville twice tonight and force an if necessary game tomorrow, as North Greenville was able to stay perfect 3-0, eliminating Westchester last night. And this is a good start for Otto Kemp. That is 60 for 60 here in 2022. 3 of his 4 games this week he's reached in the first inning.
Such a great streak to reach in all of those games. Very calm at the plate. He doesn't have a lot of movement until the pitch comes in.
Gives way to Scott Anderson, the sophomore, batting .316 on the year with 48 RBI. Up the middle, chance for 2. Adams Torres got it started. The underhand flip to Chase Acuff, and just like that, nobody on for the Sea Lions with 2 away.
And you could see why Rollins defensively leads the nation in double plays, because that was beautifully done. I mean, Torres came to a quick stop when he went for that ball on the slide. I mean, just set it up perfectly to start the double play.
So that brings up your DH, who happens to also be your pitcher for a second time this week. Baxter Halligan, the first-team All-American two-way player. Some publications have him as your national pitcher of the year in D2. He is both your conference and regional player of the year as well as pitcher of the year over in the West and in the Pac West.
They got the overshift on. 3 infielders to the right of second against him.
Baxter a moment ago thought there was a pretty good chance he'd have at least 1 teammate on when he came up here. Again, he faces the freshman from Winter Park right there in the backyard of Rollins College, Nick Berger. Three and 1.
Well, we were told he throws his fastball about 87, but he got it up to 89 in the previous pitch, 88 right there with the heater.
An 11th start on the year for Berger, though there's been a bit of a hiatus. Whipped, foul.
Yeah, I mean, that's a long time between starts from May the 1st to June the 10th. You'd think he might be a little rusty, and he only worked 2 innings when he pitched against Nova Southeastern in his last outing.
Saw the Sharks here several years back.
Yeah, they won it all.
2 outs, nobody on, thanks to a double play. Baxter Halligan, before he takes the mound, can he give himself a lead? Payoff pitch. This should end the inning. Well, it's not your typical 3 up, 3 down, but ultimately, Nick Berger faces the minimum number of sea lions in the first. That gives Rollins a chance to strike first, as they did yesterday, as they try to single-handedly knock off the lone team left from the west. First team All-American Baxter Halligan back on the rubber for a second time this week. Yesterday, it was Rollins throwing a first team All-American in Whitehead. Halligan looking to return the favor and help Point Loma punch their ticket in that final pairing.
He has the school record and the Pac West record for wins in a single season, 13-2 with a 2.20 ERA. What a season for Halligan.
Celebrated his birthday back in that Super Regional final clinching victory against Azusa Pacific, as the Sea Lions would claim their first ever berth into the Division II Baseball Championship. Joey Rubin yesterday was 3 for 6 with a run scored against Point Loma pitching. He leads things off here, followed by Chase Acuff and Adams Torres. It's the same lineup for Rollins. And why would you make any changes after they put up 12 runs yesterday, including home runs in each of the first 3 frames against Point Loma?
Yeah, had 8 runs in the first 3 innings with 3 homers. Rubin had 3 hits yesterday.
So Rubin faces Halligan for the first time.
Halligan can bring it. His fastball gets up there to 92 miles an hour at times.
No nonsense, just out of the stretch here for the lefty.
He beat Illinois Springfield Saturday, 6 innings, 1 run, 7 hits, 2 walks, 4 Ks.
Prairie Stars among the 5 teams who've already had their flag lowered and had their offseason begin. The 2-0 to Rubin. Back to Halligan, able to snag it. Fires a strike to first. Squeezed in by Jacob Christian, 1 away.
He is such a good athlete, Halligan. You know that he fields his position well. This guy was a swimmer in high school, a water polo player. He can hit, as we know. He's in the lineup, and he can pitch. He can really do it all.
Gives way to Chase Acuff. 1 for 5 yesterday with a run scored and an RBI. Chase now batting .368. Punched out towards right. Hunter Ochin. No need for a collision with the wall this time. Squeezes that one.
Speaking of multi-skilled players, Ochin is also a pitcher. And even Acuff, who we just saw at the plate, he pitched earlier in this tournament. He's their starting shortstop, but he came in relief to finish off a game.
Here's Adams Torres, who got that double play last half inning started.
That was nicely done.
Adams yesterday 2 for 4 with 3 runs scored, an RBI and a walk. We'll try to continue that here against the All-American. It is Jacob Christian at first, Otto Kemp at third for Point Loma, middle infielders shortstop Scott Anderson and Jason Dumont. Easton Waterman behind the plate.
Saw the curve there. He also throws a slider and a changeup to complement his heater.
Your outfield for Point Loma, Jack Malone, Isaiah Alvarez, and Hunter Ochin from left to right. This one into left. It'll get down. It's a 2-out base hit for Torres. A 2-out single. And that'll bring up Jesslyn Whitehead as Rollins extends the inning here in the first.
And this guy's been hot. He had 3 hits yesterday, 7 for 16 in the tournament. Adams Torres, good solid swing right there to get the base hit.
Yeah, you can dwell for Rollins here that their cleanup hitter hasn't packed a lot of punch. Whitehead. No home runs on the year, but can often single you to death. And Anderson over to Dumont. One pitch after the single from Torres, and that's your inning. Rollins will strand a runner. They'll send Nick Berger back to the rubber. We are scoreless in this elimination ball game. Both teams for the first time with their season on the line. Hunter Ochin leading things off here in the second after Point Loma only brought their first 3 men up back in the first in this Maritime matchup. Top half of the second, Ochin, Jacob Christian, Easton Waterman due up to face Nick Berger. Berger gave up a single, but the double play helped erase the base runner. Back in the first.
Wonder if pitchers, the first time they see Ochin and they see all of that in that routine, if they could get thrown off a little bit because they're watching him and observing it.
Well, Berger got to watch it yesterday from the dugout. Ochin was 0 for 4 yesterday. They actually wound up pinch hitting for him near the end of the ball game when they got in a variety of players just to get them into the box score. There's a well-groomed mohawk under that batter's helmet. This one, foul. Down on strikes, Nick Berger able to fan his first sea lion.
Berger so far not pitching like a freshman. He looks very composed here in this elimination game.
First baseman number 26, Jacob Christian.
Now, we haven't discussed this, Joe, but the Sea Lions, my impression, are more lions by the sea as opposed to the sunbathing form that you see over in the Pacific.
Yeah.
Because I noticed all this merchandise we've seen documenting championships and the great season for Point Loma, there was a lack of mammals on any of that merch. And finally looked it up, and it seems the mindset is more of the pride, the felines.
Ah, okay.
With a twist, being near the ocean. The 1-1. Oh. Christian unable to twist his way free of that one. Is it the 8th inning already?
Yeah, I mean, we pretty much have seen at least one hit batsman in every game, and we've seen extremes where we saw 5 in 1 inning in a game, but that was hard to get out of the way, and that might be painful on the left arm there.
Gives way to Easton Waterman. He's been your everyday catcher for Point Loma. Runner going, hits behind the runner. Going from first to third, Jacob Christian on the single from Waterman. Well done. Only obstacle for Christian is making sure that ball doesn't bite him on the way out of the infield.
A lot of times with the right-handed batter up there, you figure that the second baseman's going to cover, so you try to hit to the right side, and that's what he did. Although the second baseman, Torres, was not covering there. So he just got it through the infield. It wasn't because it was a vacated spot.
No.
The shortstop, Akoff, was going to cover on that no matter what.
So here's the freshman from Phoenix, Jack Malone, in the bottom third of the order, batting out of the 7th spot. Puts down a bunt, play at the plate. Ball comes loose. Sea Lions strike first. Christian comes home. Berger gets it to Haron. But Haron just could not secure the ball and apply the tag in time.
So Malone with the squeeze play there, the safety squeeze.
The second baseman, number 11, Jason.
And to me, it looked like Christian was going to be safe no matter what. I thought he was going to get under the tag. Doesn't matter because the ball was not caught cleanly by Haron.
So still 2 men on for Point Loma, but now a run on the board. Jason Dumont out of the 8-hole. Jason yesterday 1 for 4 with a run scored. One of the 4 Sea Lions to cross home yesterday in the loss. Point Loma has 9 losses this year. They will do everything they can to avoid a 10th. That 10th loss would mark the end of their season, short of their goal.
So many times we've seen the batter who gets hit come around and score, and we see it again. Or walks have also been costly.
Rollins will call time. Patrick Zerba is going to walk out. But understand what both these teams are up against. They are both 3 wins shy over the next day and a half of the national title, whereas the team they face tonight needs 1 win.
Yeah, it makes it much more difficult for these 2 teams. But there is this thing called momentum, and when you're playing and you're playing well, and I mean that's what happened with Rollins after they lost their first game to Southern Arkansas. In the first game of this tournament, they lost 3-1, and they've played a couple close games in a row to eliminate Illinois Springfield, and then they eliminated Southern Arkansas. Those were tight games. They come out with the blowout yesterday to win, and now trying to win again, and they want to stop the bleeding here in the second inning.
We've got nowhere we'd rather be. So if one of these 2 teams wants to pick up a win here and another win tonight and force a final game in 2022 tomorrow, so be it.
Normally there wouldn't be a chance to win the national championship on Friday night, but because there's bad weather headed this way tomorrow, that's why it might be a situation where you have a national champion crowned later in North Greenville.
Yeah, they believe they can get 1 game in tomorrow, but usually the schedule says there's also an if necessary game potentially on that final day. That's something they didn't think would be feasible. So you could go from the schedule having 2 games tomorrow to all of a sudden none. Wrapping it up tonight. 4th straight Point Loma batter reaches the walk to Dumont. Bases loaded.
4-pitch walk right there. So now Berger getting in trouble.
Waterman, the single, stands on third. Malone put down the bunt. Reached on the fielder's choice. Dumont at first, the walk. Here's Alvarez.
By the way, Lincoln, I think it's the first time since I've been coming here in 2011 that we haven't had 1 single rain delay.
How dare you? Well, it was a great job by the committee and everybody a couple days ago, making an adjustment so that we got in a couple of games, but we are right on schedule.
Rollins is action in the bullpen. Looks like right-hander Steven Swift is throwing.
Bases loaded for Alvarez. If he gets grazed by that ball, that's an RBI.
There's Swift.
Already the action in the bullpen.
Getting ready quickly.
Nick Berger got the starting nod thanks to a double play, faced the minimum in the first, but Alvarez already the 6th batter he sees here.
Finally a strike after 6 straight balls.
Alvarez, 2nd team All-Pac West this year, the senior out of Palm Desert, California. Isaiah yesterday 2 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI against Rollins pitching. Of course, that means Jalen Whitehead, 2-2. Our assumption is Jalen Whitehead not available today. Did a lot of heavy lifting to keep a lot of Rollins' arms fresh during this run through the elimination bracket.
Over 150 pitches yesterday.
Bases loaded, 1 out. The 2-2 from Berger. We'll do it again.
Yeah, 153 pitches, I would say, that Jalen Whitehead has done for the tournament, but to have 2 complete games, that was awesome.
At least they didn't force him to buy a ticket to today's game. Still able to suit up with his teammates.
Is his mom keeping score again?
I assume that is reserved for days in which he is pitching. Could be wrong. Again, the 2-2. This inning began with Berger striking out Ochin, then hitting Jacob Christian. Christian has since scored on the bunt from Jack Malone. Sprinkle in the single from Waterman, the walk to Dumont. Bases loaded with one out. As you see Jack Malone on your screen right there, leading off second. And time called before the third 2-2 offering. You mentioned lack of rain, really ideal conditions throughout the week. Count goes full. Nowhere to put him. Some high drama here early in the second inning.
It's going to be the 8th pitch of this at-bat.
First time all week, Point Loma does not know if they have another baseball game on their schedule, as Rollins handed them their first loss yesterday. Bases loaded, payoff pitch with one out. Chance to get down to the inning. No further damage done. The inning-ending double play, the second double play already turned by Rollins, but not before the Sea Lion strike. Jacob Christian comes home. Jack Malone able to put Point Loma up by one. Rollins and Point Loma, two of the last three teams still playing baseball in Division II. Here's Nick Santucci, whose 3-run blast in the first inning yesterday set the tone for Rollins in what was their third straight elimination game. It would prove to be their third straight win in the elimination bracket. Comes up here to lead off the second inning.
Yeah, hit that home run to center field. That was quite a bomb. He hit another one that was deep that was caught. Ended up with 4 RBIs in the game yesterday.
Home runs in each of the first 3 innings for Rollins, with his 3-run blast kicking off the trend.
Going with the short sleeves today. First time we've seen that. Now, did he cut those sleeves himself? And why would you change anything after the game you had yesterday?
He is facing the All-American on the mound, Baxter Halligan. You just wonder if having a first-team All-American pitcher on your own staff that every now and then you get to go up against helps you in a time like this.
Yeah, lefty.
Santucci, Meehan, and Coleman, the minimum 3 due up to face Halligan. Lays off that one, 3-1. Home plate umpire is Scott Wyckoff. Steve Zawiski over at first, Trevor Henson at second. They just appealed to Drew Eaton out of the South Central region at third. They've been evaluated all week. They've done an impressive job, all 8 of our umpires this week.
Oh, yeah.
But ultimately, to work that championship tonight, they'll have to be one of the top scored, especially if they're going to be behind home plate. Now, they will not put behind home plate an umpire from the region of either team that is in. We'll also have additional umpires down the foul lines in the outfield in the championship. Big cut from Santucci, but down on strikes to Halligan.
Got him with the fastball in the right location there.
Number 5, Cameron Meehan.
Here's Cameron Meehan, who's been among our many busy outfielders. Most notably yesterday, when they were flying everywhere. Even if there was a wall closing in on them.
Yeah, Meehan's made some nice plays out in center field in this tournament. And we've seen great defensive plays, especially yesterday.
At the plate yesterday, Cameron 1 for 3 with a walk. And on deck, Ryan Coleman. Gets around on this one, foul.
Both of these teams play great defense. We've already seen 2 double plays defensively for Rollins, and they lead the nation in that category, while Point Loma has the best defense in the nation as far as fewest errors and highest fielding percentage. So you know you're going to have good defense if you're a pitcher for either one of these teams.
0-2 pitch to Meehan. As he does not help out Halligan. Rollins scored the first 9 runs yesterday. Point Loma did not push a run across until the 6th, and then they had 3 runs late in the bottom of the 9th, but just not enough, as they fell 12-4. But not today. Point Loma strikes first in the top half of this inning. Count 2-2 to Cameron Meehan. Meehan at the plate represents the tying run. Orlando native.
I was going to say Santucci, the only lefty in the lineup against Halligan here today.
Halligan struck out Santucci. Meehan right now sitting on a 2-2 count.
So you'd think it'd be a little more difficult to face 8 out of 9 batters that are righty, including Meehan here. But Halligan likes to use the changeup against those righties.
Again, the 2-2. Dumont to Christian. 2 away.
Number 35, Ryan Coleman.
Well, I beg your pardon, Coleman, I forgot, is a left-handed batter.
Fortunately, he remembers.
He's been hot. Those are the 2 lefties in the lineup.
He was 1 for 3 yesterday, 2 runs scored, 3 RBI. As he had that 3-run home run in the 3rd. That was the 3rd straight inning that Rollins was able to find a deep blast. That was his 2nd time up. He's just now coming up for the first time here in the 2nd.
Back-to-back games with 3-run homers, both over the right field wall.
Which is not easy.
No.
Hunter Ochin waiting for the next ball to come his way. Halligan gives way to Waterman. Not an easy play, but it's a 3 up, 3 down 2nd inning. Easton Waterman with plenty in that right arm to keep the Tars off the base paths. And through 2, Point Loma facing elimination for the first time, still with a 1-0 lead.
Top of the order for Point Loma as we go to the 3rd inning. Sea Lions leading it 1-0. Alongside Lincoln Rose, I'm Joe Castellano. Nick Berger giving up that run in the 2nd. It could have been a lot worse because he had a hit batsman and a walk, but he got a double play to get out of that inning. Kemp here batting, and he swings and misses. 0-2. Otto Kemp singled in the 1st inning. He was erased on a double play grounder by Scott Anderson, who's on deck. So Rollins, 2 big double plays to help them defensively. 0-2 to Otto Kemp. Pitch in the dirt. 1-2. The top 2 hitters have done a great job. Kemp and Anderson They have both been hitting well here in Cary. Kemp is 6 for 14, and he's driven in 4 runs from the leadoff spot.
Kemp had a hit today before most of his classmates back on the West Coast probably even had their breakfast.
Probably. Yeah, good morning, everybody in San Diego. So we've got this noon start and then a 7 p.m. start. The 2-2 is high. 3-2 to Kemp as North Greenville waits to face one of these two teams. The Crusaders have a chance to win a national championship tonight. One of these two teams still alive to win the title, but they would have to do it tomorrow. They'd have to beat Greenville, North Greenville twice. That's fouled back. 3-2 the count still.
Yeah, North Greenville can win the title by only playing 4 games this week if they go 4-0. This is already the 4th game in the elimination bracket this week for Rollins.
Payoff pitch to Kemp. Fouled back right side. It remains 3-2. Meanwhile, Point Loma, they seem to have an easy route to the championship because they won their first 2 games handily, I might add. 8-1 against Illinois Springfield and 11-3 to Southern Arkansas. And then they had 2 days off before they lost yesterday. 3-2 to Kemp. Ripped in the hole at short. Diving stop by Acuff. Comes up throwing to first. Safe. Well, that was almost too much to ask to be able to throw out a speedy runner in Kemp, but what an effort by Acuff.
Yeah, no out recorded, but what a tremendous job by Chase Acuff just to keep that ball in the infield and even have a chance at a throw.
Now batting shortstop, Scott Anderson.
Man, that's one of the better efforts you'll see at shortstop.
He didn't even have the wasted motion of bringing the ball back to the glove before the throw.
So Kemp at first. Scott Anderson at the plate, grounded into a 4-6-3 double play in the first. Throw to first, diving back save Kemp. Kemp has 9 steals, but he's been caught 5 times this year. It's not a team that runs a ton like some of the other teams we've seen in this tournament, like Angelo State and Westchester. High fly ball in center field. Meehan under control. 1 away as Kemp retreats to first. Now Baxter Halligan, who's the pitcher and batting in the lineup, number 3. 0 for 1, pop to third.
First time he gets to come up with a runner on.
They always play him to pull in the infield. This time they have the shortstop, Acuff, a little bit over on the left side of the infield. There goes the runner, swing and a miss. Throw to second by Haron. The slide, he is safe. So Kemp gets the stolen base, and he's in scoring position with 1 out.
Good job by Kemp. A little too much loft on the throw down to have a chance.
That might have been a hit and run right there as Halligan swung at a pitch that was out of the zone.
He's sitting on 47 RBI. Baxter Halligan, 3 runs driven in this week.
Takes low, 1-1. What a great season at the plate, 346 batting average. Halligan, who put on about 20 pounds into the season, coming into the season, so that he could be a better hitter, and spends a lot of time in the batting cage, according to Coach James. Pitch is high for a ball, 2-1. Justin James, the head coach for Point Loma, recently got his 100th career win. That was in the Super Regional against Azusa Pacific in his 4th season, and had experience with the D2 championship as a pitching coach with UC San Diego, taking his team here to the D2 championship Point Loma for the first time ever. Ripped foul down the right field line, and the count is 2-2 to Halligan.
Yeah, Coach James right now sitting on 102 wins. He needs 105 wins by the end of this year if he's going to help bring the first national title back to the West Coast to Point Loma.
The West Coast team has not won the championship since 1999, Chico State. It's been a long time, and Point Loma hoping to get that opportunity to play North Greenville tonight. Get another chance tomorrow. 3-2 now to Halligan. Coach James was telling us that he thinks the West Coast doesn't get enough credit, especially in the rankings. But he said there are no easy weekends out west, no matter who you play, whether it be in the conference, the Pac West, or other teams. This deep talent, especially in Southern California. Runner at second, one out. Payoff pitch to Halligan. Popped up foul behind the plate, and it drops out of play. It remains 3-2.
You say that, but if I'm hoping for an easy weekend, I'm heading to Southern California.
And you might want to take in a game at Carroll B. Land Ballpark, because that park has a beautiful view of the Pacific Ocean. It was named as America's most scenic ballpark, and named after Carroll B. Land, the longtime head coach who passed away in December. They have a patch on their uniform that honors Carroll B. Land. Kemp with speed, leading at second, one out. 3-2 to Halligan, inside ball four. So 2 on with 1 out for Hunter Ochin.
Oh, Baxter Halligan probably knows the strike zone today pretty well.
Now batting right fielder, Hunter Ochin.
A lot of pitches thrown in this inning already, 16 of them for Berger, as he had the leadoff man Kemp working him for an 8-pitch at bat, and then Halligan there with a 7-pitch at bat. And here's Hunter Ochin, 0 for 1, struck out in the second. Takes a strike on the outside part of the plate, 0-1.
And Hunter's still looking for his first hit, 0 for 5 against Rollins pitching these past 2 days. He looks to his wristband. The base runners look to theirs. A signal being sent in all at the same time from the dugout.
Ochin 4 for 13 in the tournament. Grounds one towards short, could be 2. Acuff flips the second one. Torres to first. In time, a third double play for the Rollins defense. Incredible how Berger's been able to get out of these situations. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left, middle of the third. It's Point Loma 1, Rollins nothing. Here in Cary, North Carolina, not too far from Raleigh, pretty close to Durham. And we've got baseball here at the USA Baseball Training Complex, National USA Baseball Complex, and it is a 1-0 lead for Point Loma as we go to the bottom of the third. Parker Smith to lead it off for Rollins. One of these teams goes home after this game. The other one plays again tonight. The winner has a chance to play North Greenville, which basically starts the championship portion of the D2 championship as Parker Smith takes a strike, 0-1.
Just now coming up for the first time here in the third inning.
Smith hitting .278, 11 homers, 37 RBIs. Halligan deals a curveball. It's lifted to left field and deep. Malone going back. He's at the track. He reaches up, makes the catch as he slams into the wall. What a play by Jack Malone.
Well, he's about 20 feet from where he made his last catch in the wall yesterday when he took a chunk out of the wall to climb up and grab one. Nothing surprises us with these outfielders. As Jack Malone, there's the evidence from yesterday.
Well, Malone knew exactly where he was on the field. When he hit that warning track, he knew maybe he had another stride, jumped up, hit the wall, and hung on to the baseball. Perfectly timed out there. Here's Jared Haron. .305 average, 6 homers, 15 RBIs, hit one of his 6 homers yesterday. And he has been hitting for extra base power. Not only that homer, but 3 doubles here in Cary. Out of his 4 hits, they're all extra bases.
It was a 2-run home run yesterday in the second inning.
So we were close to having a tie game right there as Smith gave that a ride. Haron lines one to left field. Here comes Malone. Reaches out and grabs it. Got a nice jump coming in. 2 down. Flashing the leather out there in left field is Malone.
Well, you almost assumed he was going to have to come in and make a diving effort on that one, but had such a good read on it. Was able to get to it on his feet.
So Rollins, the 3 double plays, 1 in each inning defensively. And now we see Point Loma answering with her left fielder. We also saw a great play by the catcher, Waterman, that ended the last inning. Here's Joey Rubin, takes in the dirt 1-0. That play by Waterman was pretty good when he communicated with Halligan on that ball that was between the mound and home plate and just fired a strike over to first base to get Coleman.
Halligan was almost too athletic for his own good. Didn't peel off that ball until late, but Waterman still had to play.
Rubin bounced back to the pitcher in the first inning, 0 for 1. Lines one to right field. That drops for a base hit. Ochin throws it in. 2-out single for Rubin. So he continues to swing it well. 7 hits and 18 at-bats in this tournament. Now Chase Acuff with the tying run on at first base. He's 0 for 1. Fly to right. Even he made a nice play, a diving effort. Didn't get the runner at first, but it was a great diving effort at shortstop. 372 average coming into this game. First pitch to Acuff is in there for a called strike, 0-1.
Fifth-year senior out of St. Petersburg, Florida. You mentioned another two-way athlete. We saw him come in late in a ball game a couple days ago as a relief pitcher.
Facing the lefty Halligan, who's from Pacific City, Oregon. A pitch low for a ball, 1-1. Born in Bend, Oregon, in Central Oregon. And made his way down to San Diego to pitch for Point Loma. And Halligan has been really good the last couple of starts. 13 innings, 2 runs, 14 strikeouts. Had a 10 strikeout game in the Super Regional against Azusa Pacific. Been letting the defense do a little bit more of the work here. Pop up into shallow right for Ochin or the second baseman Dumont. Ochin calls, makes the catch, inning over. No runs, a hit, no errors. A great catch and left by Malone. 3 in the books here in Cary, North Carolina. 1-0, Point Loma leading Rollins. Here at the NCAA Division II Baseball Championship. Another elimination game. One team gets to go to the championship against North Greenville. There's a bullet to left by Jacob Christian leading off for Point Loma. Didn't waste any time, and he's on at first base. He has scored the only run of this game. He was hit by a pitch in the second inning, eventually scored on a squeeze bunt by Jack Malone, who has had his fingerprints all over this game for Point Loma.
Through 4 innings, Point Loma leadoff hitters have 3 singles. Their problem is there tends to be an inning-ending double play each of these first 3 innings so far.
4-6-3, 6-4-3, 6-4-3. 2 of them ended the inning. Here's Easton Waterman, who's made one of the fine defensive plays we were talking about as a catcher. And he's 1 for 1 at the plate, a single, throw to first, back safe is Christian. And Waterman has been hot at the plate in this tournament, 7 for 12.
Ironically, for Point Loma, the only time they have scored was the 1 inning they did not get their leadoff man on with a base hit. Back in the second.
Nick Berger deals bunt in between the mound and home plate. Berger fields, throws, and gets the runner at first. Waterman with the sacrifice, going 1-3 and getting Christian to second base in scoring position.
Great job by Waterman. And that moves Christian out of harm's way of a traditional double play ball.
Now Jack Malone, he had the squeeze bunt in the second that got Christian home. That was going to be a close play, but Haron did not hang on to the toss from the pitcher, Berger. That's the only run we have. Malone pops it up. Third baseman Rubin backing up. Shortstop Acuff calls him off, 2 down. A lot of sun up there, so you really have to make sure you're wearing sunglasses. I think those 2 guys are over on the left side because it's a high sky with a lot of sun.
With that pop out, Christian has to stay at second.
Jason Dumont will step in. He walked his first trip. 79 degrees here in Cary. Bright sunshine. Runner at second, Christian. There's a called strike to Dumont, 0-1. A run on 4 hits, no errors for Point Loma. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for Rollins. Dumont, the number 8 hitter, switch hitter batting left. And that pitch in the dirt, nice block by Haron. I think it'd be a tough day for a catcher, right? I mean, it's pretty warm out there with humidity and everything, and you're catching this game. So if you win this game, you'd have to catch again tonight.
Yeah, both these teams, their catchers have been everyday guys, whereas North Greenville's actually had 3 different catchers in the rotation.
Yeah, we saw Jax Cash last night. 1-1 pitch, popped in the air, shallow right center. Meehan, the center fielder, charging in now, and that does it for Point Loma in the 4th inning. They had a leadoff single, but they leave Christian stranded at second base. Middle of the 4th, it's a tight one, 1-0, Point Loma leading Rollins.
Second baseman, Torres.
Here at the Division II Baseball Championship, this is game number 13. We're down to 3 teams. These 2 teams fighting to get into a championship situation with North Greenville tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern. Adams Torres to lead it off for Rollins. 1-for-1, a single in the 1st inning.
It's game 13. Rollins has played in 5 of them.
Yeah. Got into that losers bracket right away as they lost the first game of the tournament to Southern Arkansas, but they're still standing. Called strike, 0-1. Trying to be like Wingate. They did that last year. They lost their first game, went right through the losers bracket, and won it all.
The Wingate blueprint.
It's sitting there for Rollins to try to duplicate. Torres followed by Whitehead and Santucci, 3, 4, and 5 in the order. High fly ball foul in left field, and that one will drop out of play onto the grass area. 0-2 to Torres. Lots of defense and good pitching, and especially getting out of tough situations for Nick Berger for Rollins.
Adams started his career at UCF, which confirmed that at the end of this next year is when they'll move to the Big 12.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Halligan goes off speed there and gets his 2nd strikeout. He's only had 2 base runners against him, a couple of singles, that's been it. Now Jesslyn Whitehead, 0-for-1, grounded to the shortstop in the 1st inning. First pitch to Jesslyn is outside, 1-0. Jesslyn, the Orlando native from the College of Central Florida, freshman. His older brother has pitched 2 complete games here. You don't see that very often. 2-0 the count to Jesslyn.
Yeah, Jesslyn tried to steal the spotlight from his brother yesterday with his performance both with the bat as well as his glove over at first.
3 hits yesterday in his first 3 at-bats. Been hitting bullets all over the place. 2-0 the count to Jesslyn Whitehead. Fouled back, 2-1. His brother, Jalen, throwing 153 pitches while going all the way to improve to 11-3 with that win yesterday. Saved the bullpen. Berger's done a good job of that as well so far, although it looked like he might have been on the ropes there in the 2nd and 3rd innings. Line drive, base hit, left field. Boy, Jesslyn Whitehead just keeps hitting. Got into a good count there, got ahead. And that's the 3rd hit for Rollins. Whitehead now is 8 for 18 in this tournament.
Yeah, he's up there in terms of most base hits for any athlete we've seen this week. It's just pure consistency from the freshman in the cleanup spot.
Now Nick Santucci 0 for 1, struck out in the second inning. One of the two left-handed batters in this lineup. Santucci hit a big home run yesterday over the center field wall. This time he goes after it with a bunt attempt, 0-1.
He was determined to put that one down, even as that ball started to fade away.
Two players who have migrated south. Santucci has gone from Franklin, Mass. Down to Winter Park, Florida on the East Coast. And Halligan, that's a bunt attempt, throw to first, diving back, out! Waterman picks off Whitehead for the second out.
Santucci was so committed to getting that bat on the ball to try to protect the runner, but could not do it. Whitehead a mile off the bag.
He slipped going back, and he was just dead to rights. Tried to get a good secondary lead there, but it was too much.
He was asking for the review.
No review necessary.
Thought he got his fingertips in there.
0-2 to Santucci. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Halligan, the man who has migrated from Oregon to San Diego, is pitching well in North Carolina. 3 strikeouts, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left. The end of 4, 1-0 Point Loma. Apparently the Rollins players have a pretty good football team as well. Their bench players. That's Ryan Howard as the quarterback playing the role of Peyton Manning. And it's Ryan Coleman going out there, but that was overthrown by Howard/Manning.
And they saw blown coverage, had an open man downfield. That's how they get the ball out there to the outfielders to throw around.
9 1 2 hitters to Point Loma here at the top of the fifth, leading off the center fielder Isaiah Alvarez.
Back in the first inning, they do that each game. We're going out to the diamond for the first time.
So they have kind of a baseball team and a football team as Isaiah Alvarez leads off at Point Loma. He's 0 for 1, grounded into an inning-ending 6-4-3 double play his last trip. That takes a strike, 0-1. What about the Sea Lions? Do they have multi-skilled players that can play other sports? Well, I mentioned Halligan that he was a water polo player and also a swimmer in high school, 1-1 account.
I'm told they can all balance a beach ball on their nose.
Well, their debate team, we talked about this before, the debate team at Point Loma won the 2007 National Parliamentary Debate Association Championship. So they're trying to win their first baseball title. So they do have another, I don't know, can you call that a sport?
Competition.
Okay, competition, debate team. Somehow I think you'd be good at that, Lincoln.
No argument there.
I think you should have tried out for the debate team. Alvarez lines one, caught at first base by Whitehead. That long reach, what a wingspan over there, and that helped him out for out number 1. Whitehead is 6'2", and he had good reflexes. They're doing a little inventory on his nails.
Top of the order, third baseman Otto Kemp.
Top of the order, Otto Kemp.
A reminder, last year Rollins had 9 wins, Point Loma had 11 wins when their seasons came to an end.
Bouncing ball foul on the first base side by Kemp. 0-1. He's 2 for 2, 2 singles. Well, all these teams had to get through COVID. You could be having a great season in 2020, then it's just cut short. You play fewer games last year. But finally a full season this year. Kemp lines a bullet to left field, base hit. Man, is he swinging it. He is 3 for 3 in this game. And a 1-out single there for Otto Kemp.
Point Loma's had at least one base runner every inning. Finally able to push one home in the second.
Now batting shortstop, Scott Anderson.
Otto Kemp, just amazing that he is able to continue these 60 games this year to get on base.
8 for 16 now here in Cary. Had a stolen base back in the 3rd inning. I think that was part of a hit and run. This time he draws a throw from Berger. And Berger, he has had to fight through runners on base every inning. Nothing's been easy.
These teams are in the precarious situation that if it gets tight late in the game, you're going to have to burn arms.
There goes Kemp, fly ball center field for Meehan. Kemp will go back to first, 2 down.
So far, pretty ideal start, though, for both these pitchers. But both these teams are in the same scenario where they're going to have to turn back around to
Now batting the pitcher,
the winner of this ball game.
Baxter Halligan.
Let's see what you have left to throw.
Here's Halligan, who has pitched well, and at the plate he's 0 for 1 with a walk. Kemp draws another throw, and he didn't have a big lead. This is his 10th steal of the season in the 3rd inning. Outfield straight away, infield playing Halligan to pull. Called strike, 0-1. Got a pretty big gap there between the second baseman and the shortstop. Second baseman Torres pulled over to the right side. Another throw to first. Halligan started his career at Northern Colorado, eventually making his way to Point Loma. Pitch to him, way high, 1-1. Berger likes to throw some of his breaking pitches earlier in the count and come at you with a fastball. The 1-1 pitch, check swing, and it's foul back. 1-2 to Halligan. 1 strikeout, 2 walks, a hit batsman for Berger. It's been the defense behind him that has really gotten it done. 3 double plays showing why they lead the nation between killings.
Halligan would feel a lot better when he takes them out if he could get some insurance. He can help himself out right here.
Kemp edging off for a little bit of a bigger lead. The 1-2 is high and away. 2-2 now to Halligan. Ochin is on deck. Looking at that card on the belt buckle. What pitch will they see here from Nick Berger? Runner bluffs, doesn't go. 2-2 is high. Throw to first. Back in safe is Kemp. He's bluffing and testing his jump. Then he had to hustle back because Haron threw over to first base. Now he will definitely be going on 3-2 with 2 down. It's that advantage of running. If Halligan can hit a gapper, then Loma could score a run. There goes Kemp, 3-2, fouled out of play on the left side, and we start all over again.
Yeah, base hit from Halligan would give Kemp a decent chance to score that second run from Point Loma. Has the luxury to go in motion with 2 outs here in the 3-2 count.
It's a little breeze blowing out towards left. Not a lot of wind today. They don't hold the runner at first. Kemp takes off, 3-2. Hit in the air, right center field. Here comes Meehan. He's got it. He had that all the way, and the inning is over. So again, Berger works out of some trouble. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left. 5 left on base for Point Loma, but they lead 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the 5th.
1 hit, no errors. 6, 7, and 8 hitters for Rollins here at the bottom of the 5th. Leading off.
We're halfway through the game that will provide the second team that will vie for the championship with North Greenville tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Of course, North Greenville undefeated. They could win the title tonight. One of these 2 teams that wins this game, they've got to continue to win. They got to win tonight and tomorrow to claim the national championship. And both of these 2 teams looking for their first ever title. In fact, we will have a new champion this year, a team that's never won it all. Cameron Meehan leads it off for Rollins. 0 for 1. He is grounded to second, facing Halligan He's been pitching well. Check swing. Did he go? No, he didn't, says the first base umpire, Steve Zawiski, on the appeal. 1-0.
Haron's already impacted this game with his glove out there in center field a few times.
He can really run out there, can't he? I mean, he can fly. We've seen him track down some balls that we didn't think he'd get to. Halligan deals. Curveball ripped foul. He was way out in front of that. 1-1. Meehan followed by Coleman and Smith. 6, 7, and 8 in the order. Coleman's the guy who's standing on deck who has really been hot with power. Halligan's 1-1, swing and a miss. He swiped at that breaking ball. 3 strikeouts, no walks. Only 3 hits allowed, all singles by Halligan. He's been brilliant. He's now pitched 10 innings here in Cary with 1 run allowed. 1-2 to Meehan, and that one kind of slipped out of his hand. 2-2.
Now, when you showed up to the ballpark today, was it true you just assumed Kirk Gibson was going to walk this one off?
It kind of looked like the Dodgers if they had red numbers instead of gold.
That's a certain team from California with green and gold.
Yeah, their caps look like the A's, and they have uniforms when they do look like the A's. I thought it was the '88 World Series, the 2-2, or the '74 World Series, if I recall that right. 3-2. Meehan trying to get on here to start the bottom of the 5th, trailing by a run. The only run scored on a squeeze bunt by Malone scoring Christian. That's been it. That was in the 2nd inning. Halligan wiping away some sweat on the mound. Here's a 3-2 to Meehan. Fouled on the right side out of play. Coach James did mention that his team would have to get used to the humidity here in North Carolina. I mean, these kids are coming from San Diego where it's very low humidity. So in the middle of a game like this for Halligan, test your endurance a little bit. Gets a little sweaty.
Probably less of an issue for the men from Winter Park, Florida.
The 3-2 fouled back. An interesting matchup when you have Halligan, who's a senior, up against a freshman in Berger. But Berger has done a great job with his composure, just getting out of tough situations. It's been a fairly simple game so far for Halligan. Halligan has not had a runner against him in scoring position so far. 3-2 to Meehan. Fouled again out of play. Remains 3-2.
Yeah, 3 of the 4 innings, Halligan surrendered a single. 2 of those men have been stranded on base. The other one was caught off the base.
And Waterman picked off Whitehead in the 4th inning. Again, we see the 3-2 to Meehan. Here it is. Bouncing ball, third base side, foul. Stays alive.
Both these pitchers are helping out the rest of their pitching staff. If they can get across the finish line and play again tonight, they'll have as many arms as possible available.
Full count to Meehan. Here we go again. Halligan deals. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with a high fastball. And that's the 4th strikeout for Halligan. He has K'd 3 of the last 4 batters.
They lay off that one.
That was a 9-pitch at bat for Meehan. He lasted a long time up there. And here's Ryan Coleman, 0 for 1.
And he can tie this game up with a single pitch.
And he has hit back-to-back 3-run homers in consecutive games anyway. They won yesterday Breaking ball, that's a called strike 0-1. That was against Point Loma. Also did it on Wednesday, so he's looking for home runs in 3 consecutive days. 7 homers on the year now. He was put out 2-3 on a great play by Waterman, the catcher, in the second inning. Just fired it over to first base. There's a floater into right field for Ochin. 2 down. Ochin will lead off the next inning for Point Loma. Parker Smith trying to make something happen here for the Tars.
right fielder,
0 for 1,
Smith.
fly to left in the third, and it was a great catch by Malone back in the third inning. Parker Smith sent Malone back to the wall. Malone went jumping up at the warning track and then hit the wall. Spectacular catch. Smith hits one in the air to left again. Here comes Malone again. Dives! Did he get it? Did he get it? Yes! What a catch by Malone! Parker Smith can't believe it. Again, he's robbed by Malone and left. Just an incredible diving catch.
A 1-2-3 inning for Rollins in the half of the 5th.
Just when we assumed we couldn't be more amazed by the play from Malone out and left, does it again.
Wow. 1-2-3 inning for Halligan. We've played 5, 1-0 Point Loma. Well, that kid and dad pointing out, hey, look at Jack Malone. He's made 2 great catches and a squeeze bunt to lead Point Loma with a 1-0 lead as we go to the 6th inning.
Malone due 4th in this inning versus Hunter Ochin.
Or maybe the dad was saying, hey, watch Hunter Ochin and the routine he has at the plate. Here's the thing I've been wondering, Nathan, about this routine. He repeats it exactly the same. Does he know? Is he cognizant that he's doing it exactly the same way? Or is it just one of those things where he's done it so many times he doesn't even have to think of it?
I am confident there's already a kid on TikTok who has mastered this entire routine.
Well, there's a guy on Twitter, I can't think of his name, I think he's this batting stance guy or something like that, who imitates batting stances of Major League players. That's skied in the corner foul, and it's 0-2 to Ochin. But I wonder if that guy would do Ochin, because it's fun, and I mean, it takes some doing to have all of that down.
I hope they can license that C line with the Mohawk.
1-2 to Ochin. He has struck out and rounded into a 6-4-3 double play. He's had a tough game at the plate. I wonder if we could throw him off if he didn't have one part of that routine down. Ground ball shortstop, charging in Acuff, throws on the run. Got him, 1 away.
He's had his struggles against Rollins pitching.
Yeah.
0 for 7 now. Clean up hitter for Point Loma.
Now Jacob Christian, 1 for 1, a single. Hit by a pitch and scored the only run of the game in the second inning. That's when he came in on a squeeze bunt, a safety squeeze by Malone. And that's been it. These 2 pitchers have been fantastic. High fly ball in the right center field, hit deep. Smith near the warning track on it, makes the grab for out number 2.
Parker Smith the whole time just feeling for that wall. Lets his teammates know, you calling me, I'll answer.
He did answer the call. He's the batter who's been robbed twice by the left fielder, Malone. Here's Easton Waterman. 1 for 1, a single and a sac bunt. 7 for 12 here in Cary. Facing Nick Berger, the freshman, who has gone all the way. First start since May the 1st, and he has not looked rusty, although, I mean, he battled through so much. He's not had a 1-2-3 inning. He'd love to get that here. Looked like there might be a chance he would be pulled from the game back in the second inning when he had the hit by pitch, a single, a walk, that squeeze bunt. But he got out of that with a double play ball. And he got out of a situation with 2 on, 1 out in the third with a double play ball. That's been his best friend. 2-0 to Waterman. Did it hit him? No, it's inside. 3-0.
Wonder how many times the wristband on the belt buckle gets hit.
That'll protect you a little bit, I guess. You need all the protection you can get when you're playing in the D2 championship, apparently. That's ball 4, a 4-pitch walk for Berger. So he continues to have innings where there are men on base. He has not had the easy 1-2-3 inning. Now he'll face Jack Malone, who's been the hero for Point Loma in this game.
Left fielder Jack Malone.
Third walk for Berger.
What's your favorite Malone catch in this game?
I like both of them equally. I mean, he slams into the wall and he makes a full-length diving catch. Was really laid out on that last one. But I just have to feel for Parker Smith, the hitter who gets robbed both times. He's just saying, what do I have to do to get a hit? Malone ahead 1-0. He's 0 for 2 actually at the plate because his squeeze bunt was not a base hit, but he did get an RBI on it.
Yeah, fielder's choice.
Fielder's choice play. He was popped to short.
Coach Zerba making his way back out.
Actually, I beg your pardon. It's 0 for 1. They did give him a sacrifice on that squeeze, which does make sense to me now. So sacrifice RBI back in the second. And now the home plate umpire, Scott Wyckoff, is going to come out to break up this conversation. Well, it really looked like back on that squeeze play that they were going to get Christian at the plate, but the toss wasn't caught by Haron. And when you have a 1-0 game, I mean, that's the one play that really matters.
You're trying to do so much, both secure that ball in your glove and quickly whip it around for the tag. All got to go right to get the runner.
There's a strike. 1-1 to Jack Malone. So he's 3 for 10 in the tournament. You never know which defensive player is going to make the big plays for you. Left fielder has done it today for Point Loma. Breaking ball misses, 2-1. Waterman is not a threat to run at first base. We've seen Steven Swift thrown in the bullpen quite a bit for Rollins. He's got to be ready after all those pitches he's thrown out there. Curve again misses, 3-1. You wonder if Berger's running out of gas here.
And closing in on 90 pitches, we saw already some action in the bullpen. Doing a great job.
This will be his 89th pitch right here. 2 down runner at first. 3-1 to Malone. Fouled back. He had a good rip at that. Now the runner at first, Waterman, will get to run here on 3-2 with 2 down. There's Swift. Dumont on deck, hoping for a chance. Waterman not held at first, getting ready to take off. There he goes, 3-2. Ground ball over first. Off the glove of Whitehead, it's fair. Everybody safe, throw to third. Waterman slides, he's out. Gunned out by Adams Torres. The second baseman was Johnny on the spot, and Waterman is out number 3. That looked like it could be a disaster. Instead, it turns into the last out of the inning. Perfect throw, good tag by Rubin. No runs for Point Loma. We go to the bottom half of the 6th, 1-0 Sea Lions. Let's take a look at the play that ended the top of the 6th as Malone hit one off the glove of Whitehead. Look at Adams Torres collecting it. He knew he didn't have the play at first. He cuts it over to third. What a throw. That was just a strike to Rubin to get the runner, Waterman, who was pretty stunned. Get that tag out?
9-1 and 2 hitters for Rollins here at the bottom of the 6th, leading off the catcher, Cary.
It's the same defense led by Torres at second that's turned those 3 double plays.
That was just a really good play.
And you're fortunate Torres gets that ball instead of Whitehead, because Torres has a better vantage point across the diamond. Whitehead may try to sprint to first to still get that out.
He was about to toss it to first, but he realized, okay, it's too late there, and he just threw a strike over there. Here's Jared Haron, 0 for 1. Fly to left, ahead 1-0 in the count against Halligan. Halligan throwing a 3-hit shutout, and he needs to. His team only has 1 run, leading 1-0. Pitch in the dirt, 2-0.
And Haron very capable of tying this ball game up.
His pitch count is so low. He's only at 56 pitches, which it might be the lowest we've seen for any pitcher that got into the 6th inning.
30 fewer than his opponent today.
Yeah. That's way outside 3-0.
Has not needed those double plays to get through innings.
Hasn't walked any batters.
You know, it's been good for his pitch count is a guy named Jack Malone out there in left field.
That's some spectacular plays, including the one that ended the last inning. 3-0 to Haron. Strike call, 3-1. Top of the order waiting to follow, Joey Rubin and Chase Acuff. As Rollins tries to come back. We haven't had too many games like this. We've had some close games, but I can't recall a game like this that we've had out of the previous 12 that was a 1-0 affair deep into the game, or into the 6th inning. 3-1. Fouled on the right side and out of play.
Yeah, again, Rollins, the very first game of the week, gave us our first pitcher's duel. 2 All-American pitchers going at it, along with Southern Arkansas. Southern Arkansas prevailed, but both pitchers went the distance.
3-1 game.
But today, the All-American pitcher belongs to Point Loma.
Full count. Halligan ready. Payoff pitch to Haron. Foul back. Rollins hitters are starting to make him work a little more. No rain, but a lot of sunshine.
Yeah, those are the good umbrellas that we've seen this week. Just for a little sun protection.
3-2. Popped in the air to right field for Ochen. And that is out number 1. Lots of fly ball outs today for Halligan. Nobody on for Joey Rubin. 1 for 2, a single. Rubin is 7 for 18 in the tournament. He's done a great job as the leadoff hitter, the freshman.
Third baseman Joey Rubin.
Consider that he's been dealing with a partially torn labrum in his left shoulder. It's been pretty amazing the way he's played. Breaking ball is in there for a called strike, 0-1. That's one of those pitches on the first pitch that generally a hitter is not going to swing at it. So if you are confident to throw that for strikes, it's almost like an easy strike that you get. Rubin takes another breaking ball, 1-1. That's all he's seeing here are breaking balls. Halligan, the 6'2 lefty, gets the sign and then looks at his armband. Doesn't get a sign from the catcher, Waterman. That sign comes in from the dugout. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And then the 2-3 put out. Waterman guns over to first. 2 down, 5th strikeout for Halligan. Now Chase Acuff will come up 0 for 2. He's flying to right twice.
Now batting the shortstop, Chase
So you see
Acuff.
Halligan, he's looking into the dugout. Coach Justin James, former pitching coach, gives him the sign. And then he looks into home plate, but he's not getting a sign from his catcher, Waterman.
Rollins had a couple of 2-out base hits earlier in this ball game, but have struggled to extend the past few innings.
There's Coach James putting out the sign to both the catcher and the pitcher. And we've seen teams doing that these days. Rather than giving the sign to the catcher and having him relay it to the pitcher just gets it and looks at his armband. Acuff takes a strike, 1-1. It's a different way of doing things. It's worked out. I guess it's faster because you don't have to go to the catcher and then to the pitcher. They both get the sign at the same time. Pitch to Acuff. Grounded, left side, base hit right in the hole at shortstop. So Acuff with the 4th hit for Rollins, and now the tying run on first base with 2 down for Adams Torres.
4 hits for Rollins now from 4 different hitters. They've not been able to get 2 men on in any given inning. See if Adams Torres can change that here. What a game Torres has already had defensively.
Yeah, he started a double play where he went sliding on the dirt to get it and got rid of it quick, and then he made that great throw to end the last half inning. Picking up the garbage, if you will, and just making it a great play. As that ball was bouncing around. Takes a strike, 0-1.
Both these defenses playing as if it's just a 1-run ball game.
Acuff, 14 steals and 17 attempts this year. Tough to go against a lefty like Halligan. Jumping off to his lead. Breaking ball in the dirt, nice block by Waterman. 1-1. I think the coaches, both of them, Justin James and John Sjogren, you might be a little reluctant to put the steal sign on here with 2 down. You'd love to have him in scoring position, but it'd be hard to get a good jump against a lefty in Halligan. And Waterman has a great arm behind the plate. Ground ball foul on the third base side. It's 1-2 now to Adams Torres, the number 3 hitter.
You know, Easton Waterman, you may have noticed, also has a comms device in his ear. We've seen that with some catchers. So not only is he looking at the dugout, but presumably he can also relay it directly to him.
Yeah. That way you definitely don't miss it. One and 2 to Torres. Halligan deals. Grounded foul on the third base side. It remains 1-2. 5 strikeouts, no walks for Halligan. Torres 5 for 17 in this tournament, including a single in the first inning today. But still, Rollins has not been able to get a man into scoring position the entire game. 1-2 to Torres. Grounded, third base side, inside the bag. Gloved by Kemp, off balance. He gets him at first. He was able to compose himself and make that play. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. We have played 6. It's 1-0. Point Loma leading Rollins.
Well, Nick Berger got the starting nod today for Rollins in its 4th straight elimination game. Only allows 1 run to number 2 seed. Point Loma conceding 6 hits, now gives way here in the 7th inning to Stephen Swift. For Swift, his 21st appearance, all in relief. Through 25 innings, 23 strikeouts, opposing hitters batting 170, a 3.2 ERA. Jason Dumont leads things off out of the 8th spot. Lincoln Rose, Joe Castellano with you here on NCAA.com. Day 7 in Cary, North Carolina. A 1-run affair in this rematch. Yesterday it was Rollins 12-4, handing Point Loma its first loss of the week. Winner will face North Greenville tonight, 7 Eastern. North Greenville only needs to win 1 game the rest of the week to become national champion. One of these two teams, after a hard-fought victory today in this one, will need to win tonight and force another game tomorrow. Dumont has walked and flied out today.
Although we've seen Swift throw in the bullpen a few times for Rollins, I think, he has not appeared in a game here in Cary.
As you noted, we've just seen him warming up. Right side, Adams-Torres. One away.
In fact, the last outing for Swift was May the 22nd against Lee, where he worked 2/3 of an inning. Prior to that, May the 7th against Tampa, so it really hasn't been a busy game.
Yeah, that Lee University matchup was in the regional. They would hand Lee 2 losses to move on to the Super Regional in Tampa. Swift's first collegiate stop was as a privateer at the University of New Orleans. He's a Texas native out of Aledo. Powerhouse program, the Bearcats, west of Fort Worth.
I mentioned it before that Rollins, they finished 4th in their conference behind Tampa, Florida Southern, and St. Leo. Yet here they are on the verge of getting to the national championship game.
Jose Alvarez, a double play in the second that he hit into, line out in the 5th.
These are big shades.
The 1-1. This will have a chance to get down. It does. Why hesitate these days with the way these outfielders have been playing. That's a base hit for Isaiah Alvarez. The number 9 hitter comes through. Now time for the top of the order for Point Loma. Seeking an insurance run that has eluded them since they took the lead in the second.
We'll see if they're aggressive with Alvarez, who can steal a bag for you. You got a hitter at the plate who's red hot in Kemp.
And Joe says red hot. Otto has come up to the plate 3 times. He has 3 hits to show for it, as well as a stolen base.
They're trying to get time out over at first base. They finally do.
They do, and his shoes are being tied by the base runner Alvarez.
Well, even Jesslyn Whitehead was signaling time. That was very nice of him to do that. He didn't have to try to signal time. Got a base runner who's not ready to run.
He was even helping him out with a little chant of over, under, around the tree.
Nice sportsmanship.
After Whitehead robbed Alvarez potentially of a base hit back in the 5th. Runner on first with 1 out. And Point Loma took the lead in the second. They have not been able to build on it, so that has meant every batter for Rollins since has essentially represented the tying run. And Halligan has not allowed it. Swift in his first inning in relief this week here in Cary falls behind 2-1 to Otto Kemp.
If you're basing how well you played on how your uniform looks, then Kemp has played well. Look at his uniform. It's dirty. He's got a hole in his pants and the right knee there. So he's been all over the game, all over the field.
Yeah, tonight's game potentially could look like a commercial for bleach. We're going to have some fresh, clean uniforms for the number 1 seed, North Greenville, who's just been sitting back patiently awaiting their opponent.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because North Greenville hasn't played either one of these teams. So they're doing their scouting.
Yeah, it really is 2 brackets that don't meet until the final couple of days. And a championship is on the line. Left side, that'll get down. Back-to-back base hits for Point Loma. Otto Kemp is 4 for 4 with the season on the line.
Wow. I mean, we've talked about how he's reached base in every game this season. Now he's not just reaching base, he's doing damage every time up there. And everything he hits is hard. He's not getting any cheap hits.
I mean, do you remember where you were when Otto Kemp didn't even reach base?
60 games.
He doubled in the 9th yesterday. It's 5 straight hits for Kemp. Here's Scott Anderson. Grounded into a double play back in the first. A couple of flyouts to Cameron Meehan in center field. 0 for 3. Alvarez on second, Kemp on first. Stephen Swift now facing the 4th batter this inning since coming on in relief.
Austin Long is in the bullpen.
We've seen Long twice this week. Only one team will play baseball again here in 2022. And they won't have to wait long. It'll be tonight. Swift got the first batter out. After that, back-to-back singles. Giving up to the Sea Lions. Runners are going. And the Sea Lions have 2 in scoring position now.
Double steals. Alvarez is 11th, and Kemp gets the 2nd stolen base of the game. He also has 11.
And on that transition, Haron, no chance. Mr. Long.
Now they have the infield drawn in.
Yeah, it's that kind of game where you feel like one run could put this one away. The way Halligan's been pitching. Rollins has yet to plate a run today. 2 in scoring position. Punches opposite field. This should bring home Alvarez. Both runners will advance. Insurance on the board for Point Loma, your number 2 seed. As Alvarez scores on the sac fly from Scott Anderson. And Otto Kemp now is 90 feet away from giving the Sea Lions another run.
That's execution. We saw a squeeze bunt earlier by Malone that brought home a run. Now we see a sac fly to right. So 2 sacrifices for the 2 runs in this game. And that comes after the double steal, so playing a little small ball.
And nobody's happier than the next batter, Baxter Halligan, who has pitched a gem. He's 0 for 2 with the bat, though, with a walk back in the 3rd being the highlight. Shift is on. Shortstop playing behind second base.
And that's where back control can really come into play, because all you need is a little grounder on the left side where the shortstop normally plays. You get an infield single, you're going to score a run.
It's the shortstop Acuff. Count 1-1 to Baxter Halligan facing Stephen Swift. 5th batter this inning. A ground out, back-to-back singles, and a sac fly. For the first time since the 2nd inning, the Sea Lion crosses home. Count 1-2. Otto Kemp still standing on 3rd, hoping he can come home. Mr. Ochin trying to break an offer if he can come up this inning. Swift delivers. Point Loma's best inning was the 2nd when they scored their lone run until now. They brought 6 men to the plate. They have not brought more than 4 innings since then until now. Halligan, the 5th man up here in the 7th. And the count will stay in 2-2.
If Ochin does get a chance, you can look back behind the plate and he sees that sign. You see that sign? It says Mohawk Magic.
You think that's in regards to him?
There it is. Well, it's got his number and everything. Right behind home plate. That's pretty cool.
Runner on third. That'll stay fat.
Some cool signs here.
Probably just a coincidence. 2-2 count to Halligan with 2 outs. Kemp, the runner, on third. It'll be pass ball, wild pitch, or a 2-out hit here from Halligan. They're looking to add one more. And a souvenir the other way. Foul. Rollins is your home team. They won yesterday out of the visitors' dugout. So they'll have the final chance to answer. They're still a couple of innings away from putting the punctuation on this one. Halligan can't lay off it. Probably needed to protect the plate on that one regardless.
He knows how annoying this is when he's on the mound and a hitter is fouling off one ball after another. So now he's doing it to Swift.
Two hits this inning, 1 run has scored. Otto Kemp still standing on third, wondering if he'll have a chance to come home. Full count with 2 outs. Just the lone runner on third, Otto Kemp, who's 4 for 4 today, but has yet to have a chance to score. First time for him to stand on third today. Stays full.
It's 4 foul balls with 2 strikes in this at bat.
Austin Long still warming up if this inning is extended. Baxter Halligan. In by Adams Torres, but Point Loma adds one to the board in the top of the 7th. Isaiah Alvarez comes home on the sac fly from Scott Anderson. Stephen Swift through his first full inning, but it is a 2-run lead for Rollins to overcome.
It's the middle of the 7th time.
Teams from the Golden State and the Sunshine State colliding here on this possibly final day of the 2022 Division II baseball season. Lincoln Rose, Joe Castellano with you. Justin Whitehead, the cleanup hitter, singled back in the 4th. 1 for 2 today. As he faces Baxter Halligan for a 3rd time. That was just now the 74th pitch from Halligan, the last starting pitcher remaining in this ball game. Baxter struck out 5, scattered 4 hits throughout those first 6 innings. The deficit for Rollins doubled last half inning. Point Loma was able to scratch home 1 more run. Whitehead, Santucci, and Meehan, a combined 1 for 6 so far today against the All-American. Often we'll see a team start arriving during the back half of the first game. Not today. It's a 7 o'clock Eastern start time. And whoever does survive this game will have a decision to make, whether they want to go back to the hotel, some other team activity to calm down. Don't yet know, though, which team that will be. back on the archive. No spoilers, please.
And immediately, if you're the head coach of that winning team, you got to assess your pitching.
Nine outs remaining right now for Rollins. And still 9 outs to work with. A leadoff walk to Jesslyn Whitehead. That means the tying run comes to the plate in the form of Nick Santucci, who has struck out twice today against Halligan. But if Halligan makes a mistake, Santucci can make this a brand new ball game. Nick with his 15th home run of the year yesterday. Very modest lead at first for Whitehead. He's already been caught off the bag once. I have to imagine that's in the back of his mind. Cannot afford that here.
Team that wins, the way I'm looking at it, it looks like you're going to have a starter who's going on 3 days rest, who pitched on Monday. I think it would be Gonzalez, Jack Gonzalez would go for Point Loma if they win. And Justin Allentoff would be the guy for Rollins.
The sun right now starting to peek out from behind some clouds. And Halligan unable to find the strike zone after a walk of Whitehead. It's a 3-0 count for Nick Santucci. A lot less mileage on that arm of Halligan today. With that 12-pitch at bat of his run down.
Yeah, that's possible.
A 3-0. And Santucci will have to stick around as that one breaks in for strike one.
I don't see many pitchers throw a 3-0 breaking ball like that. A lot of times you just want to pump in a fastball.
And some have Halligan as your national pitcher of the year. The pride of Pacific City, Oregon.
Back-to-back days that we see an All-American pitcher. Rollins had Jalen Whitehead, and now we see Halligan.
Back-to-back walks. The tying run is on for Rollins here in the 7th.
Well, Coach James has got to be wondering what happened here. All of a sudden, he's walking 2 batters. And he does have action in the pen. He had action in the pen. He's going to go to the bullpen.
That's it. Baxter Halligan goes into the 7th with a 2-run lead. Will exit for now with a 2-run lead, but with 2 base runners on and nobody out. We'll tell you about the new pitcher when you rejoin us on NCAA.com. Third time this week we've seen Zachary Veen, and that is usually good news. That typically means Point Loma has a lead, as he is a capable closer, but he's been the setup guy because they happen to have a first-team All-American closer in Cole Hillier that he's been able to hand a lead over to the last 2 times he has come out. Third time he's appeared in the 7th inning. This time the circumstances comes in, inheriting 2 base runners, nobody out. Zachary Veen went on to be 2nd-team All-Conference in the Pac-West this year. And it's worth mentioning every time we see him that this young man struck out 52 batters this season before he walked his first. That first walk did not happen until the final regular season series. Now, with that said, we did see 1 walk from him this week.
Still, his overall total of only 3 walks against 58 strikeouts is pretty darn good. A 5-0 record, 1.31 ERA on the season. This will be his 3rd appearance here in Cary.
Again, he is in charge of basically handing over a lead to Cole Hillier either late in the 8th or maybe even into the 9th. Right now, he's trying to escape the 7th with that lead. As Cameron Meehan 0 for 2 today. Wonder how many runs Meehan has kept off the board with his defensive play. Eleven home runs on the year for Meehan. He could give Rollins a lead with a single swing of the bat. But not that swing. Dumont on the way. How's that for a return on investment from Zachary Bean? 1 pitch, 1 out.
Baxter Halligan, I want to thank him for that, but he pitched great for 6+ innings. 2 walks for his first 2 of the game here in the 7th. He had struck out 5, only allowed 4 base hits, all singles, and the second walk gave him a runner at second for the first time today.
Boy, it's the bottom third of this lineup, but it doesn't get any easier. Ryan Coleman has already had a couple of big moments at the plate this week. This could be the biggest if he could do it again with 2 on. Lefty versus lefty, and Bean gets the better of that first exchange.
Yeah, he was thinking another 3-run homer over the right field wall again, but not with that kind of a nasty pitch.
Bean facing the Tampa native, Coleman. Being from Eastvale, California.
Gets lots of movement on his pitches. Goes 89 to 92 with his fastball.
Two base runners on, both walked. And 2 batters later, 2 outs later, neither runner has been able to advance. Boy, even bringing 1 run home this inning would be an accomplishment. 2 away.
2 difficult lefties to face back to back in Halligan and Bean.
All right, heads up Jack Malone. Here's Parker Smith. You have robbed the man twice of base hits. Once at the wall, once with a diving catch.
That hitter, as a right-handed batter, really has to be cognizant of the way that ball tails away from him, coming from Bean on the left side. Lots of tail.
Cheslin Whitehead led off this inning with a walk. He is still on second after Santucci joined him with a free pass as well, the last batter that Halligan faced. Third batter here for Bean, and fires home the first strike, 1-1.
There it is again, another fastball, 90 miles an hour, and it's tailing away from the right-handed batter. It's hard to stay on it, and you really have to try to think about going the other way with that pitch. You wonder if he'll work him in at some point. He's been going away, and the whole mindset for the hitter here is away, and then you could fool him with something on the inside corner.
Pitching was a big issue for Point Loma last year, not the case this year. Halligan and Bean both taking big steps forward. Of course, Hilliard waiting in the wings potentially as well. A great luxury to have. Tip back in the glove, 2-2.
Well, they're second in the nation in ERA. They had 13 shutouts this season, first in the nation. Pitching one right here.
Zachary Bean came in inheriting 2 runners. Neither has been able to budge. 2 outs recorded. Can he get a third before a run comes home? The 2-2 to Smith here in the 7th inning. Got it. Zachary Bean comes on and shuts down the Tars. Whitehead and Santucci with no place to go. Point Loma still in the driver's seat, up by 2. Moving on to the 8th inning. Three flags still fly here in Cary, North Carolina. North Greenville will remain atop that flagpole going into tonight and even into tomorrow if needed. At Point Loma and Rollins. For one of them, the season ends here Stephen Swift's relief appearance over as Austin Long comes on for a third time this week. Ochin out towards center. Meehan. And if nothing else, Rollins kept Hunter Ochin off the base paths these past 2 games, 0 for 8. And they're 1 out closer, getting back into the dugout to grab those bats.
The first baseman, Jacob Christian.
Jacob Christian scored the first run of the game. That is still on track to be the game-winning run after he was hit by a pitch in the second by Nick Berger. Up the middle and past the outstretched glove of Torres. Second hit today for Jacob Christian. He's 2 for 3.
He sure could use an insurance run. It's never felt comfortable in this game for them, I think. You know, just the 1-0 lead, now 2.
Catcher, Easton Waterman.
That'll bring up Easton Waterman. Singled in the second, a sac bunt in the fourth, walked in the 6th. Your 6-hole hitter for Point Loma. Runner going. Waterman trying to protect him. Did not get a piece of the ball. And so it's a stolen base for Christian. It all worked out.
That's 4 stolen bases in this game for Point Loma.
Now you have a runner in scoring position to work with. Remember, Rollins kept this close early, turning double plays each of the first 3 innings. Why Point Loma runners off the base paths. That threat doesn't linger here now after the stolen base. One from Austin Long to Waterman. We have a savvy crew. You know, we've been dwelling on how Austin Long, apparently a fitted cap was not available for his size. So he's got that snapback, but our crew noticed he's still rocking his Indiana Hoosiers glove on that left hand.
Well, it's a nice glove. You don't want to give it up. I don't blame him.
The 2-1.
I mean, not only is it hard to break in a new glove, but sometimes you just love that glove and you're going to keep it for years and years. And sometimes the older a glove is, the better it is. Nice and soft. You see the IU logo right
The 3-1. A walk to Waterman. 2 on with 1 out.
And now the double play's back in order.
We all aspire to finding such long-lasting glove.
But the man who has really flashed the glove is coming up here.
Jack Malone.
Might be a gold glove by the end of this day.
2 on, 1 out. Will he square around? And the shift has the shortstop a little off of second. Pretty decent gap on the left side, as you see. If Malone can go opposite field. Christian on second, Waterman on first. A single and a walk, respectively, each with 1 out. Runners not on the same page. And that was the worst case scenario for the Sea Lions, who gift wrapping out for Rollins. Oof.
Well, if you're going to go, you both have to go. And apparently Christian, who got picked off there, didn't realize that he had to be stealing. I mean, that's a double steal, and then Waterman is hung up, and then you're nailed at second base. And once you start to go in a double steal, you got to go.
So 2 outs now, and only a runner on first.
We've seen some critical base running mistakes this week. That's a killer.
You had 2 on with 1 out. Potentially runners on 3rd and 2nd if you're successful there on the double steal. Point Loma finally found insurance last inning when Alvarez came home on the sac fly from Scott Anderson. They've been clinging to a 1-run lead for 5 innings. Waterman, your lone base runner with 2 outs. The 2-2 to Malone. Got him. Austin Long gets out of the jam in his first inning of work. And Rollins still very much alive here in 2022. At the moment, 6 outs to work with. Just a 2-run deficit in Cary. Well, Point Loma began the day with a first-team All-American arm, and they are hoping to end the day with a first-team All-American arm in this ball game. Cole Hillier now comes on in relief. Very capable of multiple inning saves. Now, if they get another run or 2 last half inning, you wonder if they leave in Zachary Veen. But again, they are very comfortable with Cole Hillier going multiple innings to close out a ball game. 3rd time we've seen Cole this week. He has 1 save to show for the 2 performances.
16 on the season.
He came on with a 4-run lead in the 2nd outing. That precluded him from picking up the 2nd save. Here's Jared Haron. Last couple of times we saw Jared, he represented the tying run at the plate. At most, he can cut the deficit in half if he wants to conquer the confines again here in Cary. First time to see a right-handed pitcher today as Rollins faces Cole Hillier. And 2. A promising inning last inning for Point Loma. And a double steal that wasn't. That's a fair ball. Kemp. Of course he can. 1-1.
Well, he did it with a bat. With 4 hits and 4 at-bats, and now he does it with a glove. Makes that look so easy.
Top of the order, 3rd
That's just
baseman
not
Joey
an easy
Rubin.
throw off balance like that.
No.
All the way across the diamond, right on target.
Here's Joey Rubin, 1 for 3 today. Single back in the 3rd. Rollins needs base runners. Easier said than done against the first-team All-American closer Cole Hillier. There's Rollins with 5 outs to work with. Yesterday they faced elimination for a 3rd straight game. They handed Point Loma the Sea Lions' first loss of the week. So now both these teams level footing coming into this game. First time all week Point Loma has faced elimination, the number 2 seed. They were enjoying a similar ride as North Greenville. Heck, they had a couple of days off before yesterday. The only team to claim as much. 3-0 pitch to Rubin. No free pass just yet. Baxter Halligan was on the mound as recently as last inning, but walked right ahead in Santucci. That led to Veen coming in and promptly retiring 3 batters. Back-to-back strikes were needed here from Hillier.
And striking a good spot too with the knees.
One out, payoff pitch pending. Hillier and Rubin. We'll do it again.
These guys are throwing hard. I mean, you had Veen throwing hard at 90, and you got 92 on the fastball from Hillier. He's only a sophomore. He's just going to get better as he goes along as a closer.
Another foul ball.
Well, he's had a few days off. He hasn't pitched since facing Southern Arkansas, which was on Monday. So he's fresh.
Again, the payoff pitch. Ochin comes in. Hunter Ochin will make sure that Rollins still does not come to the plate with a chance to tie this ball game. Oh, finally some emotion out of the young man.
Well, he's glad to contribute with a glove. He's had a tough day at the plate. And that was a good job of just gauging where that one was as it was sinking and making sure he could catch it in the middle of kind of having an awkward tumble there.
Yeah.
But his body can handle it.
Made sure to protect that ball. His way to Chase Acuff, who thought he might be coming up with a teammate on the base paths. He is 1 for 3 today, all of that against Baxter Halligan. He had a couple of flyouts to Ochin to begin the ball game for his single in the 6th. Rollins now with 4 outs to work with, just one more here in the 8th. So the 2 relief pitchers for Point Loma have faced 5 batters and retired 5 with a little help from the defense behind them. Two outs, nobody on for Rollins, trailing by 2 in the 8th. 1-2 offering from Hillier. Not tempting. Two-hole hitter in this lineup for the Tars. So they're guaranteed to bring up the meat of the order. It's just whether it's this inning or next. The 2-2. 6-seed Rollins, 2-seed Point Loma. Last year was the 6-seed Bulldogs with Wingate winning it all. It was Wingate essentially in the shoes of Rollins here, trying to hand 2 losses to Angelo State a year ago, and successfully doing so.
In a game like this, you get on here, doing that time run to the plate, you're always in it when it's this tight.
Full count with 2 outs, nobody on. Down by 2. And the 8th inning still alive. Still that extra out to work with, the walk from Acuff. So Torres does not have to wait till the 9th. Emerges here in the 8th inning, 1 for 3 today with a single back in the 1st. Part of an infield that's turned 3 double plays in this ball game for Rollins.
And he made a great throw to third base to nail a runner.
Yep. He's back in the 6th with the time to keep it a 1-run affair. Loma finally found insurance, albeit just 1 run. At the top of the 7th.
Started him with a slider there. Let's see what he does here.
Punches out towards right. Ochin on his horse. That'll drop. So back-to-back Tars reach With 2 outs, Acuff on second. Tying run is on base. Second straight inning, Rollins have 2 men on, but this time it's with 2 outs.
And a guy you really don't want to face right now in Jesslyn Whitehead, not because he has power, he doesn't have any home runs this year, but because he's just been so hot with the bat. He's had a great year, and now we do see a pinch runner. Is that Peyton Manning? No, it's Drew Howard. He was playing quarterback earlier. We showed you before the game. They were having fun.
Now batting first baseman Jesslyn Whitehead.
We're going to use him more as a running quarterback here. Howard out of the Kansas City area from Leawood, Kansas, the junior. Represents the tying run, so that's a critical run for his head coach as he replaces a valuable second baseman, Torres. And here's Jesslyn Whitehead, who seemingly just hits singles like clockwork. They could use one here.
Yeah, he is 8 for 18 in the tournament, 1 for 2 today, and Coach Justin James wants to talk things over with his closer.
Cole Hillier stepped onto the rubber for the first time today here in the 8th inning, taking over for Zachary Veen and Baxter Halligan. Got a ground out. That line out diving catch by Ochin. How big is that right now? You may have a run on the board otherwise at the moment for Rollins, who may still score at least one. Acuff with the 2-out walk on second. Drew Howard pinch running for Adams Torres on first.
So a few words of wisdom there from Justin James, who pitched at Point Loma back in 2001 to 2003. And went on to become a pitching coach at UC San Diego, now the head coach in his 4th season at Point Loma. We'll see what he said, if that works out for Hilliard.
5th batter this inning, your cleanup hitter for Rollins, Jesslyn Whitehead. As Joe mentioned, he's batting around .440 this week. Getting a single and a walk today. Can he extend this 2-out rally against the All-American? Out towards right, Ochin has it. Price is averted. Point Loma still up by 2 as the Tars, with a 2-out rally, come up short again. They'll be down to their final 3 outs, but first, the Sea Lions grab their bats for what they hope is the final time until tonight when they play for a title.